Homeownership is the American dream. Owning a 3-bedroom home with a white picket fence surrounding your green lawn and having your golden retriever running around while your 2 kids are playing in the front yard. This is what we think of when we think home ownership.
Leaky faucets, broken blinds, hole in the wall, busted fridge, landlord knocking at your door asking for rent. These are some of the images people think of when the thought of renting crosses their minds. Are these fair assumptions of renting versus buying a home? Could they actually be reversed?
In today's video, we will cover some of the misconceptions about renting versus buying a home, and if you should rent or buy a home. So if you're new to our channel, we're 2 Asians and a dog, and our channel is about sharing our journey to reaching 8/12/2024, which is our retirement date.
We will go over real estate investing, stock market investing, financial education, and some of our travels. Join us on our path to 8/12/24. Don't forget to stay till the end for Show Pal's Tip of the Week.
Let's first start with renting and why we think it's a good option. The stigma around renting, we feel, is completely false. Like we mentioned earlier, people think that when you're renting your home, it's not well kept or your landlord is constantly harassing you for payment. But when you need something fixed in the home, they are nowhere to be found. Now, in some instances, this can be true, but this is not the case for the majority of tenants renting. For example, for us, we keep our rental properties in great shape. We address any issues immediately when our families living in the homes bring something to our attention.
Our philosophy is that if we personally can't live in the condition of the property, we definitely don't want anyone else living in there as well. Okay, so what are the benefits of renting? Some people are just not financially ready to purchase a home. Renting gives you time to get all your financials in a row. From our previous video, what they don't tell you when buying your first home, we go over having an emergency fund and being financially responsible before buying a home, since your mortgage is not your only bill associated with owning a home. Renting in the meantime gives you the opportunity to get all your ducks in a row before making a huge commitment, making sure you're in a great place financially.
Another benefit of renting is if you move around a lot, say for a job, or if you want to move around a lot just because you don't like being tied down to one city or one state. If so, renting is perfect. You sign a 1-year lease and 12 months later, you can be moving to a completely different city.
Las Vegas is a perfect example of that. Las Vegas is known to be a transit city. People are constantly moving in and out of Las Vegas, whether it's for a job, family, or they hit big in the casino and can afford a mini mansion in California.
Whatever the reason, renting allows you the flexibility to be anywhere in a short time frame.
Now, how about the negative press renting gets? Let me list some of the perceptions people may have of being a renter. Being a tenant means you can't afford to buy a home. It means you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're not financially responsible. Last but not least, it means you can't or don't want to set up your roots. Are these true? Not necessarily, but these are just some of the stigma one faces when they're renting a home. Now, of course, there are some people that matches these criteria. However, these do not apply to majority of the people we know that are renting. You may ask, how about our tenants or families living in our properties in Las Vegas? Well, most of our families renting from us either moved to our properties because of their parents wanting their kids to be in the right school district, or they want to be close to work, or even because they need a single story because they're either older or need a handicap accessible home. FYI, if you ever plan on purchasing a single story home here in Las Vegas, they are selling at a premium.
We have families living in Southern California and Northern California, and over there it doesn't make financial sense to purchase because of the price of the home. Even if you're able to put a down payment of say 10 to 20%, your mortgage will still be crazy high because of the properties and property taxes that are just so expensive. Typically, rent in those places could be several $100s, less than paying for a mortgage on the same home. For example, rent in Las Vegas is about $1 per square foot. In Southern California and the Bay Area, rent can be over $2 per square foot. Now, let's go over some of the perks of buying. Right off the bat, we think of tax write-offs. Did you know our tax code caters to people owning real estate? Based on the tax laws, it's clear that most, if not all, the people involved in writing these tax laws own real estate. Tax benefits is one of the primary reasons all wealthy investors invest in real estate.
In future videos, we will go over a tax law. It's called 1031. It's called 1031 exchange because it's Rule 1031 of the tax code. We took advantage of this tax code when we were able to purchase a home for $600. That's right, $600. Make sure you subscribe so you will be notified when that video comes out. Now, we can't go over the details of tax laws as they vary from state to state, So make sure you speak with your CPA, as he or she will be able to maximize your tax deductions when owning real estate.
Equity growth is another huge benefit to owning a home. On a normal market, you can expect a 6 to 8% appreciation on your home year to year. It's actually similar returns you can expect from the stock market on any given year. So on top of the property giving you a place to live, it's also growing in equity on the back end. For example, one of the properties we will be selling in 2021, we bought for $335,000 7 years ago. When we sell it, hopefully we can sell it for $500,000. Our next video, we will actually go over all of our property details, so make sure you subscribe.
Just know that most investors will tell you that owning a primary home is actually not an investment, since it's not earning you a monthly income or actually any income at all. We differ a bit on that, and we'll explain why we think it is an investment in future videos.
Last but not least, a perk of owning a home is privacy. Owning your own home means you can control who goes in and out of your home. Unlike renting, if the landlord wants to see the property, and as long as they give you proper notice, usually 24 hours, they can come in and inspect the house. For some people, that can be very invasive. Some may not care, but at the end of the day, you as the homeowner controls who goes in and out of your home. For us, when we visit our rental properties, we give them a 2 to 3 day notice, but on our lease, it does say as long as we give them 24 hours. We respect their privacy, so we make sure we give them as much heads up as possible.
Perception is something that most people think about but don't discuss too often. The perception of owning a home is largely positive, but in reality, you now owe the bank likely hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why do so many people think that when you own a home that you have so much money, when in reality you actually have a huge debt and you're broke?
Okay, so we wanted to go over a few random thoughts we had. One thought is that when renting, the landlord can ask you to move out pretty much any time with a 30-day notice, and you would have to be out of the house.
Or how about rent increases? Typically rent goes up 2 or 3% every year. Owning a house, it may go up a few bucks because of taxes and escrow, but not by 2 or 3%. How about expenses for the owner to maintain the house? This subject alone could be an entire video, but it's true that if you are the owner, you're 100% responsible for fixing that leaky faucet.
Which leads us to the question, which is better, renting or buying? Now you may think this would be an easy answer for us, however, our answer is it depends. For expensive markets, it just doesn't make financial sense. As you guys know, we live in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is one of the more affordable places to live in the West Coast. Jerwin and I have family in California, specifically Northern California and Southern California, and home prices there is probably 3 times more than here in Las Vegas.
And rent, I would say, is about 3 times more as well. With that in mind, we feel like this answer is location-based. Like they say in real estate, location, location, location. Renting in Southern California and the Bay Area, for most people, it makes more financial sense to rent there than purchase. However, where we are, Las Vegas, it makes more sense to purchase.
Now, it's a similar concept to our East Coast friends. Renting in the Big Apple, New York City makes sense, and buying, say, in Arkansas, definitely makes sense. Now, just because you live in a big city doesn't mean you can't invest in real estate. You can live in New York City and invest in an income-producing property in Arkansas, just like what we did.
If you really want to invest in real estate, there's definitely a way. Don't let living in a big city deter you from owning real estate. There are just so many resources available today to not take advantage of it. Bigger pockets, and of course, 2 Asians and our dog is one of the better ones.
All right, so that is everything we have for you guys today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more videos on personal finance, real estate, and stock market investing. Now it's time for Show Pal's Tip of the Week.
Show Pal's Tip of the Week. When renting, remember to take videos during your walkthrough so you have proof of the condition of the home, so you can potentially get all your deposits back.